Good morning, everybody. Actually, it's nice to have Uber over here. I remember I was in the school cafeteria one day doing my master's program, and Travis Kalanick was sitting with his laptop. And I sat with him for like 20 minutes. It was one of the most incredible conversations I think I've had in my life. And it's one of those things that really inspires you as a startup. So I'm here to talk about a novel concept in execution, but a very simple idea. Every year, billions of dollars, euros, zloty, dirhams leave airports in the form of VAT refunds. So for those of you who are not familiar, a lot of tourists who come to Europe, for example, or France, do tax-free shopping where they can claim a refund on the VAT paid for items like handbags and wallets downtown. Now, 52 million people process these refunds every year, and $3 billion of this amount leaves airports. So we thought to ourselves, the reason why countries implement VAT refund schemes is actually to attract shoppers and say, come and shop in my country because the items are perhaps a little cheaper here, but don't tell some of the luxury brands I said cheaper because they will kill me. What we said is, why should this money that is refunded ever leave the country? Should it not be spent in the final retail opportunity that any tourist is likely to visit, which is duty-free? And that's really where we as UTU come in. So we have a pretty interesting background. My dad is my co-founder, makes for a very complicated dinner at home because my mom is never happy and my wife is never happy. But my father co-founded Global Blue, which is the preeminent tax-free shopping company worldwide. He sold that to private equity and then bought Planet, which was the second tax-free shopping company. I can see some of you in the audience smiling, so you might have used these services before. The third iteration, I guess, of his career, and we have a very good working relationship. I think he relates and I do the work. So what we did is we decided to create a bridge between city-side shopping and air-side shopping. So the refund companies do the VAT refund. Think about us as a completely different product. We are the VAT voucher guys. What we do is we unlock a psychological trigger to the tourist and say to the tourist, look, the refund money you've just received from one of these VAT refund operators, why don't I give you a bit of an incentive to spend it in our lovely duty-free shop in this airport? And the tourist says, wow, this is a fantastic opportunity. I can take €100 VAT refund and convert that into a voucher of, say, 125. Now, of course, this is really where our specialization comes in, because we don't just want the tourist, of course, to be spending 125. Our aim is to get them to spend 200, 250, as much as we can. Right? So there is a commitment of the tourist to recycle their VAT refund value. There's providing them the incentive, and then there's the upselling. So the reason why we decided to do this is because we want to take the travel retail pie and make it big. We want governments to be happy that value is not being leaked from the economy. We want duty-free partners to be happy because we want them to increase their sales and capture value that they were not creating before. Ultimately, it's about delighting the shopper, though, and that's really what we're after, is to provide them this delightful experience as they're about to depart back home. So how do we do that? We decided no app downloads, because app downloads are 150 megabytes. I faced so many issues with my roaming data in the last few days, as many of you, perhaps who are not from the European Union, have as well. So we said web app. And our web app is empowered through AI. We're not an AI company, but we have AI as a tool to extract the refund amount of any tax-free form in the European Union and get the tourist to commit that value into a higher level voucher. Today, I'm also going to be publicly announcing two products, which we're going to be launching in the first half of next year. To the right is what we call our merchant engagement program. So if I know Henry's a pretty well-dressed guy, so if I know he's gone and bought a Prada backpack, a Prada wallet, and a Prada keychain, I should know that when he enters the duty-free shop, this guy's a Prada fan. I know what he's bought downtown, or I should know what he's bought downtown. This is the profile of the customer, perhaps a little bit affluent. These are the kinds of alcohol brands he's likely to buy. These are the kinds of brands you might want to buy the new Tom Holland Prada exclusive travel retail perfume, right? And that data really helps to improve the yield per customer. So we want to be able to push that down to the shop floor level to really use data to put the right products in front of the right tourist. In the middle is a dashboard that we want to provide to airports. If you can see, say, women who are from Saudi Arabia between the ages of 28 to 32, what are they spending downtown? How does that translate into airport sales? What are the kinds of brands that we can collaborate with to drive that connection between downtown and airside? So these two tools will be coming out in the first half of next year, and that really completes our product suite. I want to focus on the merchant engagement program because this is really what I think is our secret sauce. It's about getting the entire shop retail ecosystem to be pushing this extra value. What we do is through gamification and through digital training, we incentivize shop floor managers and sales staff to help them to achieve their sales targets a lot faster. If you're the top salesperson of the week, we might give you a couple of movie tickets. Top salesperson of the year who's issued UTU vouchers, hey, we might bring you to Singapore, where we're from, and give you a little bit of a holiday. So what we can do is we can play with incentives to really get the retail ecosystem working for us to drive these sales for the duty-free store and increase sales for the airport as well. So you're going to say, Amir, great, sounds interesting. Let's talk business. Where are you live? How's it going? We're very pleased to have been working with Avolta in a sandbox, and we've been sort of tinkering with the program, and we're getting ready for scale. I still think we have tremendous potential left in our business. We are driving about 10% in extra sales for Milan duty-free per month. And I think we can get that to 15% with a little bit more optimization. We're seeing 30% approximately in upselling. I'm sorry I can't share the exact figures, but just a ballpark over here. And I think this is a very important one. I was sitting with another duty-free operator, and they're saying, Amir, the Chinese tourists are not coming anymore. I'm saying it's okay. Somebody else will come, but they are still very important. But if people are coming in less volume, then how can we improve the yield per customer? And I'm very proud to say that our Chinese customers are our top performing, followed by our Saudi customers, and they are spending on average 70% more than they would otherwise spend without using U2's service. So we're in a program now of unveiling our next set of airports with our current partner. We're in talks with airport operators, duty-free operators around the world to start rolling out our technology wherever there's a VAT refund scheme attached in a major shopping city. Some of our partners, I think you recognize almost all of them, so I'm not going to go through the slide. But I will be over here, just sitting over there in the back. And if you have any questions, let's have a chat. I think Uber advertising is really interesting. Would love to learn how maybe we could work together. I see a lot of big brands like L'Oreal. I don't have that deep pockets, but let's talk. Thank you.